story again today. Today I think, I want to change my format a little bit. And before y'all keep watching these videos, you're going to think, God, he's a long-winded little fella. Well, I am. And I ain't going to deny it. But through the years, everybody's told me I ought to write a book on some of my stories, on the horses I've known and everything. And, well, start putting more stories on here about these horses because it needs to be said, because there's a lot of horses out there that's not getting a fair shake. Now this is little Peyton Gillen that's behind me. His name is Rex, and he came from Texas originally, and the story behind him, he's supposed to be black and white. Years ago I lost Rex 1 right as I used to live in Tennessee, and unfortunately he had a bad accident before I could get him out here. And it's nobody's fault but life. It happens. So anyway, time went by and I was feeling pretty bad, and I had a hauler that was hauling for me across country hauls, and he brought some horses in one time and said, David, I got a black and white paint at home that I'd sell you real cheap. And I said, well, I should have known something was up, because it was, for what I got, it was pretty cheap. So he said, I'll bring him out next haul. So he was coming out, and the night before a fella called, I had a dream about a sorrel paint horse with this marking on his neck. And mind you, I haven't seen Rex at the time. So next day the phone rings, and the hauler wasn't about a couple hundred miles from our place, and this was when I was over at Falcon Ridge. And I try to treat people fairly. So he calls up and said, David, I made a mistake. The paint horse ain't black and white. Well, that's a big mistake. But I gave my word, and most people say, well, he's not black and white, so why did you buy him? Well, it's like I said, I gave my word, and plus the dream the night before. Well, this calm horse that you're seeing right now, he wasn't calm. I mean, to me it was destiny that me and him got to know each other, because he was such a bad kicker that if I got right here, he'd try to take your head off. And some people say, well, he might have been mistreated or this or that. Well, he could have been out in the herd and been mistreated. So, don't blame humans for everything. So, like I said, he was bad. He was about the worst kicking horse I've ever seen, as far as where he didn't want you close to him. Next day you get close to him withers and he's got you. So number one, first thing I did to make it safe for him and everything is took a water hose and just started spraying his back legs and past his withers to his rear end. He'd kick and kick, and I wouldn't take that water off of him until he quit kicking. So that's where we started. And in previous episodes you saw me do clicker with Hawk, and then that's where I next faced, because that way every time I went to a stall he'd face me. And like I said, he was about one of the worst case scenarios, a kicker. And he's turned out to be a good horse. I feel guilty at times, because today that's why I decided to make this short little tape, because now he's stuck to me. No matter where I'm at, he's at. And he's a good horse. He respects my space now. And so these horses, 90% of them, if you give them a chance, they can turn around. I mean, yes, you got a few that just hard cases because of the way they've been either trained or raised or whatever. I mean, we're not out here to put blame on nobody, because that don't solve anything. So, you know, just like people, they need a chance. And like I say, I need to finish him off and get him going again, and keep having fun with him, and so it's fair to him. So please, if you run into a case, try to figure out in a hard case, figure out your tools, or get professional help, or do something so you give that horse a chance. I mean, they all, just like us, they all deserve a chance. So as I always say, be true to the horse and they'll be true to you. Take care.